Hey everyone, it's Terry from Waving My Wand, and today I'm going to make a night and day fairy spinner card. And I'm doing this for Scrapbook Adhesive by 3L, and today I'll be using my Easy Runner Grand with my permanent runner inside. I'll also be using the foam stars, the 3D foam stars, my Extreme Runner double-sided adhesive tape, my 3D foam squares, and my glue tip dual pen, and and my gold foil from my Creative Foam Embellishment Kit. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've already colored and die cut some fairy elements, and these are from Lawn Fawn. And today I'm going to first create a scalloped shaped card that's going to have a spinner centerpiece. So I'm going to run that through the die cutter, and I'll be right back. Okay, for my scalloped spinner card, I have created a shaped piece here. I'll have all the dimensions and details on my blog, and measurements in my video description. But I've removed this larger piece using scallop die cuts, and the smaller die cut scallop shape will be my spinner piece here in the middle. And I've also cut a watercolor paper section also with the scallop die, and I'm going to be coloring my night sky on the watercolor paper, and when I get ready to attach it, it will be on the back side of this scenic fairy card. So okay, I've made a little gold rainbow with my foil from my Creative Foam sheets, and I wasn't liking how the tape was lining up in a curved format, so I thought I would just put some adhesive sheet on my gold foil and lay that on top of one of my rainbow die cuts. And what I want to do to give it a little bit more color is to actually piece some of this together. So I'm going to cut out some of the outlines and then piece my rainbow together. Okay, so I've got my pretty little colorful foil rainbow. I've got a foam popped plaid cloud. These are also Lawn Fawn papers. And I'm creating a little flower scene here at the bottom. So I've used my adhesive runner to lay down this bottom layer, and now I'm going to put a top layer of a darker shade of green and pop it out with some foam. And what I like to do with my foam squares when I need a little smaller space is to simply cut my foam squares in half. Can you see that? Yep, just trim them right in half, and it also extends the life of your foam squares when you really don't even need something that big. So next I'm going to lay down the smaller foam squares on my grass border, and that's the next step here. So I'm going to do that off screen, not wasting your time. I'll be right back. Alright, now for my fairies, I've used the dual tip glue pen and just put a little bit of glue on the wings, and sprinkled some extra fine crystal glitter glue on there. I'm sorry, glitter on top of my glue. And I've colored up my fairy with some brush markers. And we're going to have to take extra care while making this spinner card not to have anything go outside the edges of this scallop frame, because when it spins we don't want it to rub up and not spin because it's bumping the card in any way. So let's add a few more elements here. I've got some little cute little flowers, and we can make some of these be a little shorter, tuck them down, trim off the base a little bit. And that's super cute. This is going to be adorable when it's all done. And And let's see, and then we're going to start the flip side, which is going to be a nighttime scene on watercolor paper. Okay, you can see that I have put some of the dual tip glue pen. I've used the glue just along the edges of these flowers and here in the center. And I also have a little wand that I've made for my fairy, also decorated with the glue and splashed with a little glitter. So this is the daytime scene for my day and night spinner card. And let's see, here's the little wand, and I'm not sure if I want to add that or not. I might just leave that. Alright, next we're going to work on the nighttime scene. Alright, for my nighttime scene I'm going to add some distress ink and create a little evening sky, but first I'm going to grab my adhesive foam stars and scatter some of the stars about. Alright, I've removed my, oh, I've got ink on me. I've removed my backing on my stars. Let's see, here's one I missed. And the rest are good and sticky. Alright, so we're going to start with the dark blue distress ink. And we're just going to go ahead and start from the dark and work our way down. And I'm going to kind of leave a little empty space. Can you see? Leave a little empty space for some other colors. Doesn't matter if we go over the scalloped edges. This is going to be on the flip side of our daytime scene. Alright. I'm going to fill that in with another color now. A little bit of lighter blue. And switch up to some purple. And what I'm going to do next is dry this and then splash on a little bit of water. All right. Alright, so I've used my heat tool to dry that. Now I'm going to splash on a little bit of water just by spraying it in my hand, splattering it on. And let's make some little splatters, water splatters. We'll let that dry for just a second and then we will blot it with a paper towel. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and peel off my stars. You see what I'm doing? Using my stars as a mask. You could leave them on there if you'd like. It does have a cool look to it with the dimension and just the very faint color on top. You can even take a little bit of cornstarch or powder and rub the sticky off of the top. Alright, now I want to take a little bit of yellow and let's add some of that. Alright, before I add my yellow, I wanted to go ahead and, lost my light. Alright, I wanted to go ahead and add, heat dry it again before I add my yellow, since I had just splattered it with water. So I've done that. And now I'm just going to add just a little bit of yellow around the stars. I'm not going to completely cover the stars, just a tad of yellow. Alrighty, and I'm going to splatter it one more time. We'll wait a second to blot that with a paper towel. Alrighty. Okay, one other thing that we can do here that I like to do just for a little added fun is just to take the top of your paintbrush and use this top edge, dip it in some acrylic paint, and make some more little tiny stars that can kind of pop out on your paper. You can use the same dip 2 or 3 times. The more you dip, it starts out larger, then it goes smaller with each dip. So just keep on adding little stars if you'd like. You could even take a paintbrush, or I'm sorry, a toothpick if you wanted to, and run that through your, yes, who keeps toothpicks in their craft room? I do. You can run that through and drag down your star a little bit. But anyway, you don't have to, but you can. Just a little note of interest. Okay, I'm going to keep dipping on here. And I'm going to go even further with this and add some more. I have been known to make hundreds upon hundreds of stars on my skies. I'm also going to add a moon, and you can just simply use a paper punch or a circular die cutter and cut you out a white cardstock moon. And I have a circle punch somewhere, but I couldn't find it, so I used one of my little circle stitched dies instead. Okay, before we add our moon, we want to go ahead and dry our paper. So let me do that off camera and I'll be right back. I want to show you a fun little trick. You know, that empty space around your, when you have leftover foam on a sheet, you've used up all of your images, or you've die cut on some foam, you just have some leftover scraps. I always save my foam scraps, and I'm covered in paint and ink. But yes, don't ever throw away your extra leftover foam. It comes in handy for so many things. For example, I want to pop up this little sticker. So I'm going to use a little piece of foam here and just trim it right up. Let's see, sorry. Alrighty. Lay my sticker on top, trim it up a little bit. And peel it off. And we are good to go. That's simple. And it's a great use of your extra foam. And I'm just going to pop out that word right here. Okay. Now we are ready to seal our nighttime and our daytime scenes together. Here we are. And what we're going to do is lay on some adhesive with my permanent runner on the back side of, probably it wouldn't hurt to do both back sides, just the stronger you can get it the better. So let's do that. I love the permanent runner. It comes, the Easy Grand Runner can hold many different cartridges, the strips, but I like the clear translucent permanent the best because it's super, super strong. And with this watercolor paper that we're adhering to, oops, I need all the help I can get, because sometimes watercolor paper likes to peel up and not quite stick very well. So we're going to do a good job of adding adhesive to that. Now, we don't want to seal them just yet. We want to put our thread in the middle. So what we're going to do is grab the lightest color thread that you have. And I've got some kind of a shimmery, sparkly here. And I'm just going to lay some on the center. Everything's wanting to stick to my sleeves. Okay, you want to get it as tight as you can possibly get it. And leave excess thread. You don't know how much you're going to need, so just cut off some excess. We have some excess there. Now we can lay these together. Try to line them up as best you can. Alright, I think that looks good. Press it together really well so that both sides are good and stuck together. Alright, now we're going to get our card frame here, and what we want to do is add some adhesive right here and right here. And then we're also going to cover it up with a little something just to help secure that adhesive. Alright. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and center our spinner. Alright, now to secure this, I'm going to go ahead and lay a piece of paper here that has adhesive run on it, and also on the bottom, and that will help to keep my string in place. Once again, we're going to pull this as tight as we possibly can. And lay this on top. Alright. Now let's trim off the excess string. And our spinner card is ready to go. We have a daytime scene and we have a nighttime scene. And we want to wind up our card. The tighter you can get it, the better. Just keep winding. I just want to make sure it's really good and tight. Okay. So when we release it, it should spin. There we go. Isn't that cute? And it's still going. But yeah, I love that. So cute. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry if it was a little lengthy. I tend to talk, and that's just me. So thanks for stopping in today. This is Terry from Waving My Wand.